Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, I want to talk a bit about Armored Core 6 and what that means for the Gundam franchise, because I think there's some relation there, some opportunity there. But yeah, let's get into it. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. If you think this is a cool video, give it a like. Check the links in the description for ways you can support the channel. And check out our Discord, we have a lot of fun there. But let's get started. So Armored Core 6 just came out recently, and it's actually breaking records in terms of not only the franchise, but for games in general, in terms of sales. I think it said something about 129,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. I mean, it's selling like crazy. And why is it selling well? Well, historically, the Armored Core series hasn't sold amazingly, but enough to where, due to its sort of smaller budget, FromSoftware has been able to knock these games out every once in a while. And then they transitioned to the Souls-like games. Those are games that I personally love. I love the mechanics, I love the deliberate action, I love the challenges and the rewarding feeling when you're done with that. And historically, Armored Core and Souls haven't really been too similar, except for maybe sort of the FromSoftware ideologies kind of built in of things being a bit obtuse and trying to figure things out, you know, a bit of a challenge with it. What's very interesting is to just think about then the sales that this is doing, and it really is because of FromSoftware's popularity now. Elden Ring sold over 20 million units just after a month of it coming out or so, or a couple months, which is amazing. It sold so many more by now. It was another record for the series. And shortly after that, FromSoftware announced coming out with an Armored Core game, and then people were getting excited, being like, oh, look, it's Souls, but with mechs. And even leading up to it coming out, people kept comparing it to be a Souls game. And I'm like, I doubt it's going to be a Souls game. It's going to have some of the FromSoftware stuff going on, but not a Souls game. And yeah, since then it's come out, it's actually a lot of fun to play. It has the very rewarding boss battles that I like from their Souls games. I would say in general, though, the layout of the mission structure is not my thing. Just jump into mission, play, jump out. I know it's all about mech tuning, so that's kind of why the structure's that way. I'm more of interested in like an action adventure game. Not completely Souls-like, but something with some more deliberate ongoing pace through mission structure. Anyway, enough of that. So here's what I wanted to get to. If Armored Core can sell so well just because it's from FromSoftware, from, you know, the Souls games and all that, you would think that being under Bandai Namco, they would be best fit to make a Gundam game. But they actually already have. That's right, in 2012, they came out with a Gundam Unicorn game on PS3. And it was only in Japan, but you can play it on a PS3, and it actually looks great and plays great. I would say it fits in more of the Armored Core style of gameplay rather than the Souls-like, but there's still that deliberateness of your attacks, kind of that one-on-one nature if it's like a boss battle, but in this Gundam game, you don't normally go up against a whole lot of different mobile suits. I've played it quite a bit on PS3, but not a whole lot, but enough to where it feels more like an Armored Core game. But this is perfect opportunity. Because if Bandai Namco has already worked with FromSoftware, and FromSoftware has already worked with the Gundam IP and done a really good job too, probably one of the better looking, I guess, Gundam 3D games that exists out there, I think they should be in line to do another Gundam game because a couple factors. One, FromSoftware, just they can make good games. But two, it's the credibility FromSoftware has now since the Souls games that it looks like the mass appeal gaming audience is willing to buy a FromSoftware game because it's from FromSoftware. And so if Bandai is trying to get a bigger hold on Gundam in the West, and they've tried with some lower budget games, maybe put some more effort into, you know, and this is no knock on current developers, but get a pedigree developer, get a company that has a background in certain things that would make it more favorable for a mass appeal Gundam game. I think the problem with SD Gundam Battle Alliance was that they were SD. I also think they could have taken advantage in the marketing of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, because that's pretty much what SD Gundam Battle Alliance is, just with Gundams. And if I knew it would have played like that, that would have given me a little more interest at the beginning. So and you've got GBO2. It's free to play. But it looks, like an indie game. And I know that sounds bad, but it's just the graphics aren't, AAA, and that's for a reason. And we've got the UC Engage mobile coming out, the Breaker stuff. But what FromSoftware could deliver would be a badass single player and co-op, but a campaign story mission with mechs. You mix some of the adventure elements of a Souls-like game where you have areas to explore. It could be large sections of a colony, or Odessa, or Jabro. And it could be these large areas, kind of like what they do with the Hitman and Sniper Elite games, where you have these giant big areas that then you can spend your time exploring. Maybe it takes a few hours, and not just like a single mission in an Armored Core game, but a few hours of exploring as the RX-78-2, running into other mobile suits, collecting collectibles, but having that awesome tight combat that FromSoftware is known for. And if you can combine sort of the mech feel that you get out of an Armored Core game and the deliberate combat along with the exploration of a Souls game, you can really create an excellent Gundam game. And my suggestion would be to take place during the One-Year War. Make it where it's a Amuro story, just going through the original story. That's the way to get people in the West familiarity with the story of Gundam through some awesome gameplay and graphics of FromSoftware. And Bandai Namco has that relationship. So, yeah, while it might seem obvious what Bandai Namco should be doing next with Gundam when it comes to gaming, I hope it's as obvious as tapping FromSoftware yet again because of their, again, popularity of the Souls games and Elden Ring helped make Armored Core a record-breaking sales opportunity. And again, just seeing that, it's like, yeah, you need to tap them for Gundam. So let me know what you guys think. Am I accurate in my idea? Is there something maybe I'm missing? Who would you have develop a Gundam game, and what kind of game would you like? For me, again, I would like a single player or a campaign-driven, story-driven exploration experience in the Gundam world. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this. We'll talk later.